Hello and welcome to game number 2 between MaDFroG and Risk. MaDFroG will be playing as the red Zerg player at the upper right hand corner. It looks like he did a 9-pull once again. The map is going to be Blistering Sands, and Risk will be playing as the blue Protoss player at the lower left hand corner. And blue Risk has chosen to put a pylon at the top of his ramp, and we'll see if he's going to do the gateway or the forge that is coming up very soon. The probe is going to come into the base of MaDFroG, and he will see that MaDFroG has already the spawning pool down, and because he has the spawning pool, he can also see the percentage of the spawning pool, and that will give him a little bit of a hint as to what his build is. And it looks like he will be putting down a forge right here. Earlier versions of the patch allow the Protoss player to put the pylon along with the forge at this little choke over here. You can put the cannons on the other side, and that would have really protected you from the roaches and Zergling harassment early in the game. But ever since the roaches got that +1 range, the matchup between Protoss and Zerg is a little bit different, because they could now shoot over that little force field that you put down, and it's no longer that cute to use force fields against roaches. And there is going to be one little cute drone, and alert, unwanted group hug alert, and this MaDFroG's drone is going to go down. He had a chance to click on this mineral patch, or any of those mineral patches to sort of go right through the pros, but he did not suspect that group hug. If you have a core group of friends, or if you go to college, live in a dorm, get a couple of your friends and just group hug random strangers. I've done it before. It's very funny. Lots of giggles. Don't hug anyone that looks underage though, because that will not turn out very well for anybody. And this cannon is about to go up. He's going to start attacking the pylon. The pylon is at about 75%, and these Zerglings are very, very close to getting shot at. The cannon will come in time. Boom! One shot and still alive. One Zergling almost close to death there, as another shot would have taken him out entirely. There's going to be one hatchery going down at around 18 for MaDFroG, and MaDFroG is going to try to harass the back side of the structural blocks, where there is one pylon conveniently placed. We will also see a cannon go there as well, I suspect, and there's going to be a gateway along with a double gas. The gateway's not even finished, and he already is thinking about getting 2 of those gases. There's going to be one extractor inside the base of MaDFroG, as this set of destructive blocks is going to go down. This cannon cannot come online fast enough to Risk's liking, and there's going to be a cyber core since the gateway has already finished. 6 probes immediately go inside the assimilators, and there's going to be one overlord. It's a little bit curious why this overlord is not going inside the base of his opponent, because he only has cannons, and there's really no way for him to get that much gas for a stalker or a sentry, I think. And it looks like MaDFroG will get that hatchery up, and there's going to be one queen running his way very, very slowly. That is like watching this game in slow motion, and these Zerglings are sitting in the middle of the map, sitting very pretty, as there is only one pylon over here. He might consider putting a pylon in the back so we can power these structures should that pylon go down, and these Zerglings can't do too much, as the income does show and reflect a huge advantage for the Protoss player, as he does have about 8 more probes than his opponent has drones. That is a pretty good saturation. That is almost a full saturation of units at the mineral lines for the Protoss player Risk, and he also has double the amount of gas, whereas the MaDFroG only has 1 gas. And these Zerglings are not quite sure what to do with themselves, as there is one Zergling on this control tower, one Zergling on this watchtower as well, and there's going to be one pylon at the back. Very, very good idea there to allow multiple powering of his units, and there's going to be a Dark Shrine. Awesome. Twilight Council has already been completed, and the Dark Shrine is going to be coming up momentarily. There's about 80 more seconds of peace between these two players, and then Dark Shrine, and there is no lair going up. There is no evolution chamber. This is going to be troublesome for MaDFroG if he doesn't have any detection. It's going to give his opponent a huge lead. The MaDFroG's Zerglings think about coming in, and they're going to check out what's inside. Ooh, does sacrifice one of those Zerglings, and the second Zergling is almost dead, and 2 more gateways coming online, making a total of 3 gateways, and the income does still reflect a lead for the Protoss player Risk, as he does have more probes than his opponent does have drones, and it's 20 to 30. These Zerglings are still not quite sure what to do with themselves, because he can't really attack here, and he can't really attack at the front, as the Dark Shrine is just moments away from finishing. This is a really good positioning for the Dark Shrine, because this is probably one of the last places for the Overlord to check out, and that will give him more time. And this is a lot is going to come out, and we'll get surrounded by the Zerglings, and the Zerglings are very smartly running back and forth, and wow, that is a very fine control from MaDFroG, and he will get that one zealot at no cost to himself. He did lose those 2 Zerglings earlier on to the cannons, and the army count at 34 to 44 right now. And the first time we see the Dark Templars coming out. The Dark Templars are out, and there's 3 of them, and I think MaDFroG knows, he sees it, he spots it with the Zerglings and the Roaches, and he's going to be falling back to his base. He needs to make an evolution chamber like right now, or a lair, and he's going to be doing both. And these Roaches and Zerglings are trying to slow them down, and these Dark Templars simply can't move fast enough for Risk's liking. And he is going to take one whack at one of the Roaches, it looks like, and there's going to be 2 going inside the main base, 1 at the side base. He will poke at here, and I think he's going to go try to kill off the lair, and he's killing off the drones, and 1 drone has gone down. He's only gotten 2 kills so far, and 2 of these Dark Templars are working on the main hatchery, and he needs to put down a sprawl colony somewhere. He really needs to, and he is going to put down a sprawl colony rather far from his own base. He does not want to get that killed off. And there's 3 Dark Templars in the main base, and ooh, the hatchery goes down. The lair also went down. The queen is going to go down. Oh, glorious queen. That animation never gets old, and this evolution chamber is inside the main base, so it will go down as well. The spore caller is finished. He needs to move it, and he is going to move it. Will he make it in time? He could probably put some Roaches or Zerglings at the ramp to prevent the Dark Templars from running down right away, and the Dark Templars are going to go to the back of the map and kill off the Roach one. Very, very smart, forcing the Zerg player to rebuild entirely. The army count is at 50 to 57. It's very even, but the resources, we can see a huge lead for the Protoss player, as the Protoss player is going to be making the Stargate. Is a very, very good idea, and he's also going to be taking down the spawning pool at the back. So the Zerg player, MaDFroG, needs to rebuild both the spawning pool and the Roach Warren, as he was sent back to the Stone Age by these Dark Templars. And the Zerglings can't do too much, as both the sides are guarded by those cannons. And these 2 Dark Templars are going to go to the back, realizing one of their brothers died to the Sprawlcrawler over here. And they will start working on the back set of rocks, and the Stargate is about to be finished. I believe it's about 90%. There's going to be 4 gates on 1 base at the moment, and additional Dark Templars are going to be coming in inside the base of MaDFroG. It looks like he will try to grab the gold expansion. I'm not sure if that is the best idea, as he doesn't have that much minerals, he doesn't have that much income, and the income tab does show that he is behind quite a bit. This is about 200-300 advantage. That is a huge advantage per minute for his opponent. And MaDFroG is going to be putting down a creep colony, and the first of those Void Rays are going to be coming out, and it is being chrono boosted. Void Rays with Dark Templars, a very creative play from Risk. Hopefully this will pay off for him, so I can copy the strategy and try it in my own games, and we will see what will happen very, very soon, as MaDFroG does have his overlords. He does know his opponent has not yet expanded, and the Void Ray is going to come out, and the Void Ray is out. And here it comes. The chrono boost is being spent on the Stargate, but there is no more units coming. So, at the moment, the army count at 58 to 70, the income count at about 700 to about 800, and about the same amount of gas, and this one little Void Ray will let that one little Zergling know that he is not supposed to be on the tower, and here comes the Void Ray. There is one Sparkler here, one Sparkler here, very, very well positioned for both, and there's only one Queen that can hit there. This Queen is going to start shooting at the Void Ray. Ooh, what is the Void Ray doing? He lost about 45 HP for doing nothing, and he's going to come to the side here, and he needs to stay away from the Sprawlcrawler. The Roaches are going to get the upgrade. There's a Hydralisk Den going up, and there's an Archon being morphed in right now. This is a very confusing game, and the Queen is going to be fighting off the Void Ray. The Void Ray needs to back off. The Queen needs to back off. These players are playing chicken, and ooh, he gets to take one shot from the Sprawlcrawler, and the Queen needs to keep the Roach Warren alive. He does not want this to go down. He can probably transfuse it if he wants. He doesn't have enough energy. He only has 39, 40 energy. He needs 50 energy. Transfuse, and the Void Ray is still shooting the Roach Warren. The Queen is regenerating a little bit, and he takes another shot at the Void Ray. The Void Ray comes in once again, taking a shot from the Sprawlcrawler, and there's 5 Hydralisks spawning, but that might not spawn fast enough, and the transfuse goes off, and the Queen, this hero Queen, has no kills just yet. A Hydralisk spawns, and 35 HP on that Queen will be able to save it, and the Hydralisk takes down the Void Ray. Oh yeah, that was very, very nice control there by MaDFroG. The army size at 66 to 83. The advantage is being cemented by the Protoss player. It looks like he will be opening a robotics bay and will be building an Immortal very, very soon. And there's quite a nice sizable force for MaDFroG. He probably wants to do something with this. Either create another base with the gold expansion or start working on the rocks at his opponent's base, and his opponent is going to work on the Nexus as he is going to try to get 4 gases up and running very quickly. The unit counting station does show his opponent does have about twice as many probes as he has drones, and he also has 11 Stalkers, 1 Immortal, and 1 Archon, whereas the Zerg player MaDFroG does have a lot of those roaches. 13 roaches are very impressive. The roaches do count for 2 population, and there's one over here moving with the main army. And it looks like all is quiet for now, as both these players are probably thinking, what to do next, what to do. And the Roaches and Hydralisks are going to run across and possibly take down this side of Destructive Rocks, as he does want an entrance into his enemy's base. There is going to be 1 Forge over here to start upgrading or block off the choke. And it looks like MaDFroG will be able to take down this uncontested. Oh no, he is going to be contested. Stalkers, Zealots, Immortal, and 1 Archon coming across. Archon is really good because they do extra damage to biological. One of the very few units that can do that, and most of the Zerg units, I think all of them are biological, so all of them will get the +10 attack, and there's going to be a Templar Archive, and that will allow him to get Storm very quickly, and the income tab does reflect that the Zerg player MaDFroG is severely behind, but he is not dead yet. He is still wiggling in his last moments of breaths, perhaps? Maybe not. We will see what happens, because the army count is still relatively close. Both players still have a fair chance. I think anybody who misclicks in any battle will suffer a heavy consequence. And there's going to be 2 cannon going up at the natural expansion. This probe is coming in, will not get any scouting information as the Roaches and the Hydralisks do intercept them. And this is a closed off location, so it's pretty nice. So the Protoss player, Risk only has basically 1 choke point to look after, and there's going to be 2 cannons. He probably wants to put an additional pylon here somewhere, because this set of things, oh, there is an additional pylon in the back. What am I talking about? And there's going to be a Colossus coming along with this main army. The Colossus without Thermal Lance. The Thermal Lance is being upgraded at the moment. The army count is at 98 to 129. There's a huge advantage for the Protoss player. He probably wants to seal the deal here and now, as he does have an income advantage as well. He has double the gas, about 300 more in terms of minerals, and he is going to expand once again. Very, very smart play there, and he might have considered spawning or getting this location, which is upper left, but he had to destroy those destructible rocks. But that should be no problem for his huge force, and the Thermal Lance is about to be complete, and the +1 weapons, I suspect he is going to start marching out when the +1 weapons is complete. The army size is at 110 to 131, 132, and it looks like MaDFroG might think about engaging here. He is coming in, and he is going to back off. Both players are at a very, very tense situation. MaDFroG trying to macro up, and his opponent is trying to get that +1 upgrade, and then I think he will attack. The Storm Thermal Lance is underway, and the income does show a slight advantage in terms of income for MaDFroG now, as he has recently taken the gold. So both players are getting even in terms of the income, as the Roaches are approaching the base of his opponent Risk, and he is going to, maybe you want to shoot the pylon perhaps, and he's going to kill off the cannon. 1 cannon goes down, 2 cannon goes down, and there is about 25 of the Roaches here, and the Hydralisks are going to go to the main base. You can follow the action over there at the lower right hand corner of the screen as the Roaches are coming in, killing off the pylon. He will be able to supply block his opponent. His opponent is supply block. The Hydralisks are laying waste to the Nexus, and there are a lot of pylons going down. He needs to find an exit, but if he puts down a force field, this could be really bad. A force field is going to come, or a force field does come, and these Roaches have nowhere to run, and they go down really, really fast to the focus firing of the Stalkers, Immortals, and the Zealots, and that might not have been worth it. He forgot 1 Roach. He left that 1 Roach there by himself, and these Hydralisks do retreat. The army size is at 88 to 133, but he is supply blocked at the moment, so he cannot produce any more units until he gets those pylons back once again, and these Roaches are going to harass this one little Zealot, wondering why he is alone by himself at the tower where there was already 1 probe and 1 pylon. And here we see Risk is going to come across the middle here. He is going to come across the middle. He suspects his opponent has the gold expansion. I believe this is the first time he's seen it. Yes, this is the first time he's seen it. He's going to come over. The army size is at 115 to 130. Very, very close right now. MaDFroG is going to go to the expansion. You can check that out at the lower right hand corner of the screen. And let's flip over there as the Roaches and the Hydralisks are going to come inside. Takes out the pylon, takes out 1 cannon, will take out another pylon, trying to supply block his opponent. Once again, the army count is at 111 to 130. The huge army of Risk is coming back across. He's also putting down an expansion at the middle of the map, and there's a lot of probes to be had. There's going to be a lot of probes going down. Look at the unit count fly up as all those probes are getting shot by the Roaches and Hydralisks, and I don't think he has anywhere to go. I think this army is going to go down. There is an Archon that wants to get to the front line, but he can't because there are simply too many things blocking his way. This Archon is just bouncing around, kind of like a guy dancing in the club by himself. Just do a spin, do a turn and hope nobody's looking at me, because that was really silly. And these roaches are coming across. The army count is at 77 to 93. This is still a very close game, as the Protoss player Risk has already lost his expansion and a lot of probes, so the income is in favor of the Zerg player at the moment. The Protoss player has absolutely no income. Any one move could have changed the tide of battle, and there's some Corruptors being caught out of position, and he almost takes down one Colossus, but one of the Corruptors does go down, and there is a set of